people.
Yes, it is.
Bill, let's get some more on that Republican plan that passed the House of Representatives yesterday, calling for a constitutional amendment mandating a balanced budget. CNN's Joe Johns is working that part of the story for us. So, Joe, amending the Constitution, as all of our viewers know, that's a big step.
Wolf, in changing the Constitution to require a balanced budget, it's been tried many times, but the idea never seems to get across the finish line. And frankly, this time it's not looking very promising at all. Not spending more than you take in is common sense. Go too far past your credit limit and you can't charge anymore. Most states require balanced budgets, and research show roughly 6 in 10 Americans support a balanced budget amendment. So why not put it in the U.S. Constitution?
Time has come to put into our national charter a requirement that this Congress, this administration, and future national governments live within the means of the American people.
The House Republicans' plan allows the debt limit to go up only if both houses of Congress agree to the amendment.
Times are dire. The clock is ticking. We've got to come up with a solution. This is a very real plan. We're cut spending in the first year, cap our expenses as a percentage of GDP, and then send to the states a balanced budget amendment. It's not theater. It's a real plan. We're the only people that actually have a plan.
A real plan? It's been called make-believe, fantasy. The critics say they think it could make it harder to pay for a war, for example, and choke the government in an emergency. It's not likely to pass the Senate.
But what do we have to do for the long term?
Which would leave Tea Party-backed House freshmen like Florida's Alan West, the would-be change agents from the last election, without the biggest single change they demanded.
What will you do, presuming the Senate does shoot it down? Will you vote to increase the debt limit? Exclusive of that?
No, you cannot just increase the debt limit without some type of spending control measures.
And what about complaints it would choke the government in an emergency?
It says that there are emergency situations that we have to take care of. So I don't think you're going to see us all of a sudden, if an enemy attacks us, then we can't defend ourselves.
Cynthia Loomis is a second-term congresswoman from Wyoming. She says she's not budging either.
No.
Why not?
Because this is the opportunity to do what the American people sent us here to do, which is get our fiscal house in order.
Which means any deal on the debt may have to be done without them. Though over at the White House, even the president himself says he sees balancing the budget as a good thing, just not the amendment part.
We don't need a constitutional amendment to do that. What we need to do is to do our jobs.
If Congress ever approved a clean, balanced budget amendment and sent it to the states, Mr. Obama would not have a veto. And if polls showing support for the balanced budget amendment are right, Democrats could have a fight because the public basically thinks it makes sense. Wolf?
Joe Johns.